Thanks for tuning into our Stocks to Watch series, where we bring you exciting, informative, and innovative stories from company executives globally, your trusted source for investment information. I'm Ashley Berry, and we're welcoming Brad Rourke, President, Director, and CEO of Scottie Resources Corp. The company is engaged in the exploration and evaluation of gold and silver properties located in what's known as the Golden Triangle of British Columbia. Now, this area has shown tremendous potential to host high-grade gold and silver deposits. Scottie Resources is listed on the TSXV as SCOT with one T, and the OTCQB in the US as SCTSF. Welcome, Brad.
Oh, thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Let's begin by discussing maybe the story behind Scottie Resources for those who aren't familiar, how it was founded, your current mission and vision.
Sure. So I became president of this company in 2016. So I'm just completed my 8th season. And initially I was an investor in the company situated in Northwest British Columbia. And I was living there at that time. And what started out as an investment turned into, I took over the company and just was kind of riding a ship and did a big consolidation effort. It was a really, really cool asset because it was a past producing gold mine in the 1980s. And in the little town I lived in, there was a company's operation office called Pritium. Now, Pritium is the Bruce Jack mine, which Newcrest just bought, and now Newmont buying. Newcrest will inherit that. But what I recognized that they're going to put a hydropower line right beside a past producing gold mine. And so that started the journey. I self-funded the company until 2019. And we've consolidated an enviable land package. I went from initially 400 hectares of the Scottie gold mine to now we have 60,000 hectares, dominantly in the southern end of the Golden Triangle, situated where the SCOT, soon to be producing mine in about Q1 of 2024. And then just south of the Newcrest or Newmont slash the Bruce Jack asset. So, you know, it started as an investment, and here I am 8 years later, and we've drilled in total about 60,000 meters and having exceptional success.
Fantastic. Really incredible foresight. And also, this Golden Triangle area, what I mentioned was really a great potential to host high grade gold and silver deposits. Maybe you can talk a little bit about your specific projects in that area and what the factors are that indicate that those are really high potential projects.
Well, so I am half of my life, I lived up kind of in that area, half of my adult life. So about 25 years, I just lived in a little town just 2 hours away from the Golden Triangle. The Golden Triangle, the biggest town is like 300 people. So it's kind of a little bit remote. I was part of the Eskay Creek staking rush when in my 20s and worked at, Snip Mine on the exploration side of things. And that was a real hot time in the market at that time. But in the last 4 or 5 years, the people have come in and it's been about $5.5 billion put into the area. So that overshadows what happened even when the heyday was the last time. And that's due to a bunch of factors, some major infrastructure coming up through the north. And then we just have these bigger companies putting big stakes into the area so for investors, of which I'm an investor, you get that confidence that it's just not a flash in the pan area. This is a very important jurisdiction. Mm-hmm. I would say top 5 in the world at this present moment. But when you see these bigger entities putting serious money in, you just know that they're not packing up. So that protects downside risk for investors. We are in Canada, deemed to be a very good jurisdiction to do business in. So at that activity, I'm going to try and base my success because all these other people are having success, and we're doing it with the drill bit, but it just brings so much more optionality. There's very few pieces of land that you can just go get involved with in our area.
And so, considering the pipeline here, what would you say the next steps on these properties are for your company?
Well, for us, I mean, it's been a very difficult market. This is the worst I've seen in, well, in 2000, gold was pretty bad too. But we're business as usual. We've got a fantastic list of shareholders, bigger shareholders that have been supporting us year after year. And, we found a deposit where we haven't found the ends of it, but we just keep drilling it. And every year we just seem to grow this. I think this is the breakout year, as we've just kind of put 100% or of the envelope, meaning what we've kind of been exploring before. Now we have more confidence as you learn more information, and we really get a nice drill program in and around and filled in some holes. So it's exciting because the success over the last few years has been exceptional, even beyond our expectations. So we're happy. When the market turns, we'll be fine. But as long as I have that support from those bigger supporters, just keep drilling until the market will let us know when it's time to do something.
Right. And, obviously you have to be realistic. It is a terrible market. There are challenges. You talked about the fact that it's business as usual. You're optimistic about what's coming in the future and hopefully in the near future for you. For those that are watching this and are listening to this and might be interested in investing in your company, joining your mission, what would you say? What message would you have for current and even potential shareholders?
Well, it has been a very difficult market for Scottie and all my peers. It's been really dragging out. We had a couple of head fakes in maybe 2020, 2019. But what I can say is, if you look at, I have 4 dominant shareholders in the company, recognizable names, Eric Sprott, Conwave out of Switzerland, very, very prominent fund, ex-CFO Barrick Africa, and then one name I can't name, but kind of in that Switzerland connection. And they all got in about the same price that anybody can get into now. We've unfortunately haven't really made anybody any money, but if you look at our stock chart and you could judge us by peers, we've lost nobody any money from a private placement point of view. And that's, it's been tough. We've been having success. We're frustrated, but I think you can see that downside risk because all my shareholders of the last 5 years kind of in around this price. And as you can see, I was 100% retail in 2019, and now I'm about 30% retail. So I've really attracted people who are supporting us, and no, they're not unhappy. They're frustrated with the market, but there's a lot of other great companies that haven't held in as well as we have.
And they've stuck with it, which I think is testament to the fact that they believe in your company.
It's a game of perseverance. They're all very well-versed mining folks, and so it's a little less painful for them because they know this business and how cyclical. I think this is stretching out longer than we've all imagined, but nobody's lost any enthusiasm for why and you'd be in these things. It's just we can't get the timing right, but you need to survive and not color outside the lines, manage that money well, and
right.
Get as many meters in the ground as you can for the least amount of dollars.
Yeah. I would say it's always a chance you take. It's a risk you take. But, if you don't take that risk and you look back, sometimes you want to kick yourself.
Well, that's a lesson that people have to learn. I learned it at a young age. I've been playing around in this stock market for 35 years. And those are lessons that you have to learn. You have to have conviction. I mean, if something goes awry, you got to keep up to things, but gold is as it's going to have its day, and I don't even need the gold. Everyone wants the gold price to go up. Gold price is just fine. It's probably going to go up. I see that as well, but gold at the price we are right now is extraordinarily high, and for last year, and the producers are making money, and it's a real hard asset. You buy gold to stay rich, not to get rich. And that's what people have to understand. You buy guys like me because I can offer torque if we're successful with the drill bit. Sure. But that's what the function of that commodity is. And I think people will wake up to that soon. They are around the world, except us here in the Western world.
Great insights. Really appreciate the transparency here. Brad Rourke, President, Director, and CEO of Scottie Resources Corp. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing your important story here on Global One Media's Stocks to Watch series. We look forward to sharing updates about your company with our audience.